Hey everyone, this video will help you figure out how to create a gummy ship to start doing all of the gummy missions. I created this video because I am sure many people will be wondering how to do the gummy missions in 2.5 to platinum the game. There are 9 gummy routes in the game total, and each route has 3 different missions attached to it. In Final Mix, there are also now the X missions, which are a version of each mission where you are restricted to follow its rules. You only start out with missions 1 and 2, and then when you do well enough on both of them, you unlock mission 3. Also, doing well on the story gummy missions does not auto-unlock these as far as I know either, although any treasures you get off of the story missions goes towards mission 1 treasures, but you do not receive a rank, so you always have to redo mission 1 to get a rank. Getting an S rank on a mission also unlocks the X mission version of that mission. Before I explain how to make a donut gummy ship to wreck all the missions, there are basics of the missions that need to be covered. First, you need to know what to do in the missions. The best trick is to go into Berserk mode. This mode powers up your ship immensely and allows you to destroy enemies much easier. To get into Berserk mode, you need your medal count to hit 30, which is the yellow number in the upper left corner of the screen. Note that getting hit lowers this count, so it can be difficult to get into and stay in Berserk mode without a donut gummy ship, but be aware of this for now. Next, let's discuss mission goals. In all mission 1s, your goal is to just get as high of a medal count as possible. If you hit level 30 medal in any of them, you will auto S rank them. For mission 2, you just need to get a high kill count, which is the blue number in the upper left corner of the screen. Each mission 2 has a different requirement for S ranking them, so just kill as many enemies as you can. Mission 3 is where it gets complex. These missions allow you to control the camera direction with the right analog stick. The goal for ranks here is getting as high of a score as you can, which means just about what you've been doing. The game tries to give you a warning when to turn the camera, but oftentimes there are still enemies on the other sides that can hit you, making mission 3s quite a pain to get all the treasures. Getting started is one of the hardest parts of the gummy missions. To build an effective gummy ship, you should be gathering parts from the gummy missions themselves, so you will likely have to stick with a blueprint model to start out and just do mission 1 of the gummy missions. Although don't be afraid to do mission 2 or mission 3 if they have good items. What you're looking out for is grabbing strong guns and neon items. You will also want to grab certain abilities as well. Specifically, you will definitely want 2 Gravigas and 2 Blizzagas for your guns. If you can't get any yet, Gravira and Fyra are still decent, so start from there if you have to. Many people have an incredibly hard time making a gummy ship in this game. It's complicated at first, but once you understand the basics, it's manageable. To start off, you will have to select what you're going to do. You can either create a gummy ship from scratch, or edit a pre-made model that you got the blueprints from a mission. In the yellow tab, you choose to create your own, so do that. On the main editing screen, you will want to press triangle to swap controls over to other options, and then select the first tab to start putting on guns. Each item you put on your ship has a cost as well as other potential stats. The upper right displays your cost usage. You cannot exceed this, so keep that in mind when adding guns as they take up a ton of cost. After you have added a few guns, you will want to boost your gummy ship's actual power, so now you can go to the top right tab and then select the far right sub tab and put on any neon orbs or bars that you have. Next, it might actually be a smart idea to put small amounts of armor that increase your HP on your ship. Since Final Mix increased the damage you intake from gummy missions, you can get one hit killed by just crashing into some things or some projectiles. So to get these items, press triangle again on the main editing menu to swap to more options. The first tab here has a bunch of HP increasing items that you can add in bulk around the ship. The teeny ships are just extensions of your gummy ship. I highly recommend making them as they do not have hurt boxes on them and can auto-target enemies in Berserk mode and such. Creating these is exactly the same process as the regular gummy ship. The only difference is that you have smaller space and less cost to put towards them. For these, it's best to put on smaller guns such as Blizzaras, Graviras, or Fyras. No armor is needed on them. Note that if you want to use the same teeny ship on both sides of your gummy ship, you will need enough parts to account for that. For example, if you only have one Blizzara gun in your inventory and put it on a teeny ship, then you can only use one of that teeny ship. Last worthy note for teeny ships is it is possible to use an ability called Cost Converter to use the AP from both teeny ships towards your main gummy ship. I don't know how useful this is, but it isn't necessary except for probably some X mission restrictions possibly. If you're still clueless on how ranks and treasures work together, I will try to quickly explain it. Each mission gives you treasures either from how well you do or killing special enemies. On the ending screen, you can see the treasures where the left panel is what you get based off your rank you obtain in that mission, and the right side are the treasures from enemies. To 100% a mission, you need to S rank it and kill all the enemies that drop treasures. You do not have to do this in one go. The special enemies are either red or gold and tend to show up on the side radars as a yellow icon if your camera is not facing them, which is a huge help for Mission 3 treasure hunting. If you need help finding all the treasures, there is a pretty useful GameFAQs guide I will leave in the description for you to look through. It lists all the enemies for each mission and which direction they appear from. You can actually equip abilities to your Gummi ship to help you further power it up. Abilities are earned as regular treasures in missions. You can check the GameFAQs Gummi guide in the description for where they are all located. Some abilities are extremely useful, such as Metal Converter and Draw, which make going into Berserk mode much easier as well as S ranking. The Donut ship is generally the ultimate Gummi ship. In KH2, your Gummi ship hurtbox is mostly the center of the ship, so if you design your Gummi ship with a hollow center, most of any projectile will completely miss you except rare cases such as enemies crashing into you and some bombs. The design of this is simple, just put on the outer square of your ship your guns, neon items, and armor. Be careful not to put them anywhere other than the exact outer edges or you will still get hit. For a good damage output, 2 Gravigas and 2 Blizzagas are preferred for your guns. Next, you will want to equip smart abilities to make your Donut ship even more powerful. Personally, these are the following abilities I recommend for this ship: 2 Draws, 2 Metal Converters, 1 Auto Regen, and 1 Formation Change. To equip all of these, you will need to have all the AP upgrades which are found in various missions. The 2 Metal Converters will make it so more HP blocks are metals instead, so you can go into Berserk faster, and the 2 Draws with that suck them in easily. The auto regen is a failsafe. If you somehow get hit by something, you can easily fully heal, and the formation change is for your teeny ships so that you can position them better until you go into Berserk. Lastly, it may be a good idea to put some amount of armor on with leftover cost, since Final Mix boosted damage you take. Keep in mind when making this ship that you are pretty limited early on, but as you gain more equipment and abilities, you can edit it to be stronger each time easily. The only time you really need what I call a power ship is for both of the highway routes. There are a couple treasures that require you kill the Reaper's Wheel enemy incredibly fast. A Donut ship cannot get this job done as good as it is. KH2 doesn't really limit you on the amount of cockpits you can add to your ship, so just add an unusual amount of them to boost your power immensely. Then just add a strong laser gun such as Ultima, and then you can wreck the Reaper's Wheel in basically 1 or 2 shots. The X mission is unlocked for a mission when you S rank it. Each X mission has a specific restriction you must follow to complete it and requires you to also S rank the X mission. Some are not too bad, while some are extremely difficult. So fortunately you do not have to literally do everything in the Gummi missions to get the Platinum trophy for 2.5. The requirements are as follows: obtaining an S rank on a Gummi mission for all routes. This means you have to S rank only 1 mission per route. Next, you have to S rank 1 X mission per route too, so just pick out the ones that are the easiest out of the 3 for each route. Then the last trophy is collect all the blueprints. You will get some naturally by doing well on the missions, and also some from S ranking some missions. The GameFAQs guide will tell you which ones give you the blueprints. I would just recommend S ranking all the 3 normal missions per route anyway though, as you can also get tons of good guns and neon items that way instead of nitpicking them, although for X missions those should definitely be nitpicked. I hope this Gummi guide has been helpful. There are bits and pieces of info that I have probably left out, and I was unfortunately not able to go into full detail of where to find all the specific items required to build an effective Donut ship. However, the GameFAQs guide should help you where I left off.